Registrar of the Teachers Registration Council of Nigeria, Dr. Soyombo, has frowned at the state of education in Nigeria, saying that only 37% of primary school teachers meet national qualification standards. That's pretty low. Well, speaking at the launch of the Teachers Registration Portal, Soyombo says the portal will ensure that all teachers are registered, as high educational standards cannot be achieved with low standard teachers. Now, the Registrar of the Teachers Registration Council of Nigeria, Dr. Soyombo, joins me now to discuss the new portal aimed at capturing a large number of teachers in non-state schools who have not yet been registered. Thanks for coming on the program Prime Time.
Good evening. Thank you very much for inviting me.
Yeah, good to have you. Let's start with what the portal is all about.
Okay. Oh, yes. I want to say thank you so much, and good morning, viewers. Good evening, viewers. It's been a long time. It's been
when babies, I was told when babies are in the womb, their night is the morning. That's why mothers don't get to sleep when they come up. In the day, they sleep all through. In the night, their eyes are awake and they disturb the mothers.
So I must say, yesterday we actually launched the biggest portal, website and a portal for TRCN, Teachers Registration Council of Nigeria, because this is going to make life really, really easy for every Nigerian teacher, because it's a professional that needs to be respected. It is a professional where we cannot afford not to put it at the front burner of every decision that we're doing or whatever we're making in Nigeria. So I remember when I became, there was something I said yesterday that when I became the registrar and people were congratulating me on social media, I was very particular with the feedback of what people were giving me. And something I picked from that was, I've done this test in the last 3 years. Nobody has given me the certificate or the license. So that gave me the first target. And when you look at the renewed agenda, I hope, you will see that digitization is one of that. And also under NESRI, that's the pillars of Honorable Minister for Education. Honorable Minister for Education has actually given us 6 pillars of what is working on at the moment. And data and digitization is one of them. And another thing is quality of education under quality assurance. So I had to take that as my first 100 days target, that how do we do this? Let's digitize ourselves. Let's make the work to be very seamless. So conveniently now, every teacher in Nigeria that is not registered with TRCN can register in the comfort of their homes. And the good thing also is, as soon as they register, we invite them for examination, because we do professional qualifying examination. And the next batch is in November. As soon as we do that, we have the service level agreement now with what we've actually agreed with the education team, that we have to make sure we respond with their result within 1 week. So it's going to make life to be very easy. And as soon as people pass the exam, they will have that particular privilege to print the certificate in the comfort of their homes. So they don't need to come to our state offices anymore. It's a global world. We've got to make life really easy for everybody. We've got to make it seamless.
You keep saying, excuse me, you keep saying easy. Said it 3 times now. So break it down. How is this going to make life easy for the teachers? They usually say teachers' reward is in heaven, but I don't think it's that any longer.
Well, teachers' reward is no more in heaven. It has to be here now. So as soon as people get registered with TRCN, as soon as they get professionalized, because you come in with your NIN, National Insurance Number first, but we give you the unique PIN number as soon as you become a TRCN certified professional. And as soon as they have that, they can access a lot of our resources. Because the question that people have asked us before is, what's in need for us? What do we stand to gain?
What does it mean to be a TRCN professional? While you're discussing that.
Okay. Now, number one thing is it makes you to become a certified professional. Because you can go to school, you can do everything in the university, read law or read medicine. You don't actually become a professional until when you go to the law school or until when you go to medical school. So the same thing is what TRCN is all about.
Oh.
So you actually become a great professional as soon as you do this. We have lots of teachers out there. We have teachers teaching without PGDE exam. That's professional PGDE. That's professional
Grading or something. I can't remember.
No, and also PDE as well. So PDE is professional development. Sorry, let me not go into
just go on,
because it's one of those evenings where yes, and if you don't have the right qualification, you cannot actually become a teacher. So what we're saying here is everybody needs to see how they have their PGDE, postgraduate diploma in education.
Good, you got it.
Yes, and also a postgraduate diploma in education. So it's either you have the PDE or you have the PGDE. So as soon as you have that, because a lot of people would tell me that, Ronke, I have a degree, I can teach. I've been teaching for years.
Okay.
Yes, it's good, but the pedagogy, how to break it down to suit the needs of those individual children that we have in classes, you got to learn about it. I wouldn't say because, oh, I've gone to school, I've done science, now I can give anybody injection, I can treat any patient, I can give them analgesic.
So that's where the professionalism comes in.
Yes, that's where the professionalism comes in.
There are things that are particular that you have to learn.
Yes, because with pedagogy, you learn about the styles of learning. You do a lot. How do I break it down? In every class, there are gifted and talented children. How do I extend their learning? You've got the middle ability children. You've got the less able children. How do you actually break it down to suit the needs of those children? So with all that, you've got to think of it. And that's why pedagogy is very, very important. And that's why we're imploring everybody now that, please, if people are teaching in classes, they don't have PGDE, they don't have PDE, do something as quickly as possible. And as soon as you're able to get qualified on that, then you can register for TRCN examination. With that, it actually professionalizes you and you feel to be part of a family. Because as soon as you become a professional under TRCN, you are entitled to see a lot of our resources. We're coming up with a lot of resources.
Okay, let me even stop you there a wee bit.
Thank you, sir.
Somebody would say, yes, it's good to have a certificate. It's good pedagogy, all those big grammar, all those jargon and all that. But how does this particularly impact our education and the pockets of these teachers?
Right. About what? About the pockets of these teachers?
The whole gamut of what you're doing.
Yeah.
How does this impact education, particularly in the non-state schools, for example? How does it impact, how does it rub off on their earning capacity? What gets into their pocket? Because it's not just enough to, I have the degree, I'm not a professional, but I mean, does it impact it in any way? That's what I'm saying.
And that takes me into career path policy.
Okay.
Because in TRCN, we don't just deal with you of coming to the first stage of that particular career in becoming a professional. When you also become TRCN certified professional, easily, we also do career path. Okay. Career path tells you the professional standards of what is expected at different levels. So we've got the beginner level, like a newly qualified teacher. And we've got what should it be? What should your remuneration be when you actually get to 5 years of this career? And so it goes on and on like that. And not only that, we're not just looking at remuneration. We're looking at standards that you should be.
Yeah. That's how it impact education.
Yes, it has to impact education because you may have been in the career in the last 20 years. You may still be working on that 0 to 5 year period. You may still be a beginner.
You're actually answering the question I was going to ask you.
Fantastic.
That is, are you saying that even though you've been teaching for quite a while, if you register on the portal, you're going to be sort of for example, when you want to get into the university, if you do A level, you won't start from 0.
Yeah.
You probably start from year 2 or so. That's what I'm driving at.
Yeah. And you will see, I mean, recently we were in Enugu State. I'm going to give that as an example. Enugu has 19,250 teachers. And they've built a lot of smart city schools. So they wanted to know which teachers can go into those smart city schools. About 256 schools, if my memory serves me well. And with that, every class has interactive whiteboard. With that, they wanted to know who can actually teach those children with the facilities that we have spent so much on. So with that, they contacted TRCN. And what we did was, with 2 weeks program, we were able to test everybody. And with the career path, it tests everybody. It tells you the fact that you've been 30 years in the career, you may still be somebody that is experienced at the lower level. So it tells you who has digital literacy skills, because what do? We actually test people on their digital literacy skills. We test people on their numeracy literacy skills. We test people on pedagogy and also safeguarding. Because you've got to be, I mean, with what is happening now in Nigeria, you cannot afford to take safeguarding for granted. Yeah. So that's why it's now been part of our core area that we're testing people on. So with that, easily now, this week, what we're doing is analyzing all those results. By the time we finish, the governor there will know how many of his teachers are at the top level. And sometimes they may be new teachers, newly qualified teachers. They may be that experienced because in terms of skills, in terms of subject knowledge, standard, they may be above quite a lot of people that have been in it for so long.
Good.
On the other hand, it may be the other way around.
Yeah, so that's exactly where the question I asked. So if they are now above that level, you move them up?
If they're now above that level, what we now say is, okay, so this is the kind of training that they will benefit from. Because your data will inform planning for your schools. Because conveniently, I mean, in terms of remuneration, I don't come into that because that's for the state level to deal with. But at the same time, it tells you where every teacher is, what standard they have acquired, because at the end of the day, it tells you where your gaps are. What are my gaps? Where are my teachers with strengths? Where are those teachers that need a lot of support? So that you're not just given one particular training to everybody. One cap, unfortunately, cannot fit everybody again. No. You've got to actually differentiate them. You've got to address the needs of individuals. And so those are part of the things that we do as an agency.
Let's try to capture in quite a lot here. Okay. 85%, I think I have here somewhere that a whopping 85% of these teachers weren't captured. What was the implications of this, and what's the implication now, will be now when they are captured? Okay. And how are you going to capture all of them?
Thank you very much. At the moment, I mean, we've got the Honorable Minister that has a very clear vision. Okay. He wants to move education forward as quickly as possible. Because at the end of the day, if you're too slow with education, you're doing it at the detriment of the children's lives. Yeah. So standard is a key thing that we all have to work on. So what we're doing with private schools, where we have about 85% of our teachers who are not registered with TRCN, is we have reviewed the council members. We've had to actually review and revamp what constitutes the council of TRCN. And what we have done is to co-opt all these people that are very important to us now. Because if we're saying 65% of our children are in private schools, but we keep on leaning just on the remaining 35%, then we might be missing it.
So what is even the I mean, those days, public schools used to be the in thing. In Rwanda, as of today, public schools, the private schools are actually begging for some of the people to register with them. But here is the opposite. Are we even doing anything about it?
We are doing a lot about it. We've actually got very good people at the top of M of Affairs now. I mean, we've got Mrs. Aisha Garuba at the M of Affairs for UBEC at the moment. She's doing a lot of work in actually seeing how can we restore basic education. Yeah. So everybody, all hands are on deck. all of us, I must say, everybody has their target or as to what and what to do. So, and because there's a lot of synergy within us now, it makes the work easier.
Because you know that private schools have become quite expensive, and
Yes.
people should go to public schools and get good education
Yes.
too.
And we are working with quite a lot of development partners with most of our public schools in order to ensure that standard gets better.
Yeah.
You understand? Nobody's folding their hands at all. The only thing is, it will take a while before we start seeing the dividends on all this.
I hope the while won't take long. Because parents want to be, because education is serious.
Yeah.
Now, have you factored in PWDs in this program? PWDs, that's people with disabilities.
People with disabilities, yes. Yesterday in our on a program, we actually had the senior special assistant to Mr. President on disability, because what we're doing is we have to be very inclusive in all the things that we do.
Yeah.
And now teachers with disability, they have the access to TRCN, even though there are still work. I mean, we still have a lot of work to do.
Work in progress.
I must tell you, because it's a portal that is still, that we're still developing. So we still have few things to do in order to make sure we capture the people with disability very well.
Okay.
So, but at the same time, all these things are in the pipeline. So we're not going to leave that.
By the way, I hope it's easy to access the portal.
It is very easy to access the portal, and don't forget that we have the AI guy, Wazobia.
Yeah,
Mr. Wazobia will tell you
something on AI. Speak to the 100-day action plan as well as the AI-powered lesson plan generator, which is expected by October.
Okay.
You should speak to that.
Right. When it comes to what do people stand to gain with TRCN, we want to actually see that, because what we're saying is let teachers support teachers, because there are some excellent cream teachers in our public schools, in our private schools. Why can we not use them to actually do prescripted lesson plan and share it? And that's something we're working on. And also, not only that, at the moment we're collaborating with Gmind in the US, because what we're doing is let's have AI generated lesson plan platform. And that's something that we're going to be launching by next month. By October, by the grace of God. By
October. Now that you've talked about people you're collaborating with, this with the UK partnership. You want to talk a little bit about it? I'm trying to find it here. There's a partnership.
The UK partnership is about playing. That's about...
talk to us about the partnership with the UK. How does this play out? And there's something they call the FCDO plane program.
Yes, the FCDO plane program. What we did was when I came to office, I realized that we needed some help in terms of technical help, because I needed the website to be very professional, and it needed to be something that everybody could access.
Yeah.
And also in terms of how do we put different portals, because now on our website you will see that a lot of resources that people can use for their forthcoming exam is there. So we're empowering people, because at the end of the day, initially before I came into office, we were testing in 23 subjects. And I'm sure, as brilliant as you and I can be, we may not be able to pass 23 subjects easily like that.
That's quite a lot. Unless you have a crammer that...
yes.
I had a roommate who crams a lot.
Fantastic,
I
okay.
could just point out for you.
Okay, I'll test you on that later.
No, I'm not saying myself, I don't cram. I don't know how to cram.
So, what we have done is, you can test people in 23 subjects. How impactful will that be in the classroom?
That's the most important thing. I think we'll leave it there. That's all the time.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, we want whatever TRCN is doing to have a knock-on, to have a lot of impact on the child in the classroom.
Yeah, we'll leave it there. That's all the time we have now. The Registrar, Teachers Registration Council of Nigeria, Dr. Ronke Soyombo. Thank you for being here.
Thank you so much for inviting me.
On Arise Prime Time. Well, that's it for this edition of Arise Prime Time. Do join us again tomorrow from me and the entire team here in Abuja. Goodbye, and thank you for watching.